At our family dinner, she smiled and said, "I'm pregnant," then dropped the bomb, "It's not my husband's." By the end of that night, I packed her things and filed for divorce, forever ending our marriage. My name is Jake, I'm 34, and just a few weeks ago, my life shattered in a way I never imagined possible. It happened during a Sunday family dinner, a gathering that should have been warm, comfortable, and full of laughter. Instead, it became the night everything I believed about love, trust, and my marriage collapsed around me. I'm sitting here now trying to piece together what happened, still stunned by the sequence of events that transformed my world in just a matter of minutes. And writing it down feels like the only way to make sense of the chaos that still lingers inside me. My wife, well, technically my soon-to-be ex-wife, and I had been married for just over 4 years. From the outside, people probably thought our marriage was steady, predictable, normal. We weren't perfect, of course, but who is? Like most couples, we had arguments, small disagreements, moments of tension, but nothing that ever made me doubt the foundation of our relationship. Earlier this year, we even discussed starting a family. We talked about timing, about readiness, about dreams and hopes for the future. We were careful, thoughtful, deliberate. So when she stood up during that family dinner and made her announcement, I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the moment that marks the next chapter of our lives together. The dinner was classic my parents' hosting style. The table crowded with plates, silverware, glasses, and laughter. Everyone was talking, passing dishes, joking, sharing stories. My parents had invited her parents, which added an extra layer of excitement to the evening. My younger sister sat across from me, a couple of cousins hovered around the table, and my mom had gone all out with the food. Roast chicken, mashed potatoes, homemade bread, pies fresh out of the oven. There was this unexplainable energy in the air, a buzz of anticipation, comfort, and joy that usually comes from family gatherings that are just right. My mom had even joked earlier that she had a feeling we were about to hear something big that night. She pulled a pie out of the oven with a smile that seemed to know something we didn't. At the time, I brushed it off. Now, thinking back, it feels almost eerie, like some sixth sense of hers predicted the storm that was about to hit. The evening started off perfectly normal. My dad opened a bottle of wine, my cousins argued over football scores, and my sister teased me like she always does. The room was warm, safe, and full of familiarity. I remember looking around and feeling lucky, feeling surrounded by people I loved. Then she opened her mouth. She waited until dinner was about half over. People were reaching for seconds, laughing, chatting, and then she stood up. She picked up her glass of water and cleared her throat, the way people do right before a toast. Everyone's eyes turned toward her, and I'll never forget the smile on her face. It was genuine, bright, unforced. She raised her glass, looked around the table, and said she had something to share. Instantly, the room went quiet, that pregnant pause of expectation that happens when everyone knows an announcement is coming. At that moment, I had no idea how dramatically my world was about to change. I thought it would be happy news, a life-changing surprise, something that would make everyone cheer. And then she spoke. "I'm pregnant," she said. The words exploded across the room. My mom screamed, half cry, half laugh, covering her mouth. My dad slapped my back so hard I almost dropped my fork. My sister squealed, immediately launching into baby names. Her parents clapped, glowing with excitement. Even my cousins cheered. Plates were forgotten. Conversations focused on nurseries, future grandchildren, and new beginnings. The room was a symphony of joy. Except me. I sat frozen, unable to celebrate, unable to clap or raise my glass. We had discussed waiting, postponing parenthood until we were truly ready. I knew she felt the same just weeks ago. And yet, here she was, smiling at everyone else, thrilled by the announcement. I looked at her, really looked, and in that fraction of a second, I noticed something shift. Her smile faltered for a split second when our eyes met. Something sank inside me, and then she said the words that shattered every fiber of my being. "It's not my husband's." The room stopped breathing. Time froze. Silverware hung in midair. mouths opened and closed without sound. My heart pounded, my mind rejected the statement, and I felt the weight of betrayal crashing down all at once. She stood there, calm, waiting for us to absorb it, as if that small confession were something casual, something ordinary. But it was everything. It was my marriage exploding in real time, right there in front of both families, under the flickering candlelight, in a house meant for celebration. She tried to explain. "I made a mistake," she said, her voice almost hurried. "About 10 days ago, my ex and I met at a hotel. I didn't stop myself. It just happened. But don't worry. I'll fix it. I'll take care of the pregnancy. You don't have to worry. Everything will be fine." Every word felt like a blow. Fixed. As if this horror could be solved like a problem on paper. Fixed. As if the betrayal, the humiliation, the absolute collapse of everything I loved could be repaired by some decision only she controlled. I finally spoke, my voice low, steady, controlled but sharp. "Leave my house. Don't come back. I hate you." The words were not easy to say. I'm not a man who throws around hate, but every syllable was true. Her face turned red, not with shame, but with indignation. She looked offended, angry that I would react. She rolled her eyes, snapped, and minimizing everything. "It's just one mistake. I'll drop the child. Nothing has to change. We can move past this." The room was stunned. My mom shook, tears rolling, unable to comprehend. My dad's eyes blazed with anger and disbelief. My sister whispered, shocked, "Are you serious right now?" Her parents sat silent, unable to process. And my wife, or stranger wearing her face, was angry at me, angry that I wouldn't accept her casual betrayal. Something inside me finally boiled. I stood, chair scraping, voice cutting through the silence, clear and final. "Because you walked into that hotel, you destroyed everything. You betrayed me, humiliated me, and don't get to pretend it's nothing. We're done." The room fell silent again, but this time, it was not shock. It was the end. She scoffed, grabbed her coat, bag, and slammed the door. Furious, not sorry, angry that I wouldn't accept a betrayal she minimized. That was the moment I knew. There was nothing left to save. The night stretched on. Plates sat untouched. The smell of dinner remained, but all warmth was gone. I packed her things into a suitcase, folded clothes neatly, placed them by the door. I sent a message. "Your things are by the door. The divorce papers will come soon. Don't come back here again." And I waited, silent, while the world outside carried on. Her calls and messages came in waves. Frantic apologies, promises, accusations, and finally silence. I didn't care. She made her choice. I felt betrayal not just in her actions, but in her attitude. My family, my real family, closed around me. My mom, devastated, comforting me. My dad showing up quietly, tools and groceries in hand. My sister sitting beside me, offering nothing but presents. Her family, contrastingly, a storm of anger at her, apologies to me. The world shifted, and I stood, hurt but clear. The person I loved was gone. The marriage I believed in was over. The future was uncertain, but I would stand. I would not forgive. I would not take her back. I would walk forward alone, but not broken. Some nights I still replay that dinner, that moment, that sentence. But I know now it needed to happen. Better to know than to be fooled another day, another year. My life is shattered, but I am standing. And slowly I will rebuild. Alone, but with those who truly love me.